All right, so this is a short late night live session. Wanted to see if somebody's there and they want some help or anything we can talk about. Let's see if my camera is working and everything. Okay. Okay. So if anyone's watching, hey, what's up, Beats and Waves? This is just a late night short live session. I did my whole training for 5 hours today in the morning, probably in the morning, and then slept a little bit and then woke up and now I cannot sleep. So that's what happens when you do live trainings in the mornings, because then your mind just, doesn't work correctly. So I was like, let me just do a quick live session. This may just, made me more tired to go to sleep actually. So how's everybody who's watching this live session? Hey, Katie, how are you? How's everything? And this is just going to be like, kind of questions, like we're just going to, talk about certain things if somebody wants to know about, whatever. So, all right, let me share my screen right here. Hey, Jody, how are you? How's everybody? Can you guys watch the screen, by the way? Like, I don't even see the screen on my live video. Man, I'm not good at this stuff, I should change this right here. If anybody have anything or questions or anything that's going on right now, just let me know. Oh, I do see my screen. So how's everybody doing with this whole Corona stuff? Like, are you guys working from home? Are you guys using a lot of VPNs, remote desktoping? Because we've been getting a lot of calls about, remote desktop issues and, computer connections and all that stuff is going on right now. It's never been tested like this before, because usually in the companies you have all that stuff going on. How long should it take to make a portfolio for a web developer job? Beats, so I'm not a web developer. That definitely will not be me. I think there's other channels that can definitely give you the best answer. Probably Joshua Fluke is one of the channels that I like to go and just watch his more of, his videos about developments and stuff like that. And he also check your portfolio live on the camera. So when he's live, and I think you just have to pay $5 or something or right on the spot, like on the live channel, and he just opens up your portfolio and just gives you a thing. I'm not promoting him, by the way. I don't know how good he is and everything. It's just that I've seen a lot of people follow him, and a lot of people are like live in his sessions, and he does that for his profession. So I'm not a developer. I have developers working for me. The way, if you ask me, how do I look at the developer who I hire? So they have to know how to use multiple technologies. If I want to hire a PHP developer, which many of our applications is developing, that's not just PHP. He has to know about cPanels. He has to know about Linux. So a lot of stuff like that, we pick on that. So if you want to ask me how would I hire you for a developer for my own platform, then I have to look into certain things to make sure your portfolio actually have those things. But becoming a developer, that's not my area. I'm more of an IT person. Hello, Dan. How are you? How's everybody? So yeah, this is just a late night session, and this is what we were doing today. We were actually doing some Azure stuff today in the live training. So, and then somebody asked me some questions about Office 365, and this is like my computer is like on right now. Just turn it on. What was I doing? And I just posted a video about ticketing system. So if you guys have a question about ticketing system, we removed that ticketing system from our training now. So we have ticketing system fully done, redone, after so many people have called us and say, hey, can you redo the course again? Because the old course is good, but it's kind of like, the whole thing is like, outdated. So we did the whole process all over again. So Katie, the Azure certification, you have to know which path do you want to go. So you basically need to go online and make sure like if you like as your certification pathway, let's do a roadmap right here. So here, if you can see my screen, so make sure to go to these links from Microsoft, because look in the bottom right here, they give you find an Azure certification exam, but you got to make sure that AZ103 is basically getting retired. So you need to make sure which part you want to go. Do you want to become a sysadmin? Then this would be like, you have to pick that AZ104, which is the new one. I would say let's wait on that. Don't go into the Azure certification right now and try to finish it with 103. 104 will be available and you'll be like, oh, what do I do now? So that's where a lot of people get confused, right? Like they don't want to like do something older and then boom, you got a new thing coming up. So wait on that, because that's where you want to need to pick up, because there's a development area, there's a DevOps area, there's definitely the sysadmin area. So you do definitely want to be doing more research into this area. Now, again, we're not big on certifications over here. Remember, we are a platform on our own. We are kind of like competing with them. We're saying that Azure is not enough. Azure is not enough for you to be a cloud, to be considered a full-blown cloud engineer. You got to know more than Azure, right? Just knowing Microsoft is not enough for somebody to make that big money. You got to know Python, you got to know Linux stuff, because if you look at it, this is what Azure is like also putting so much Linux stuff right now, right? Even their PowerShell, it can work with Linux commands now, the new one that just come out. So you can see how much they're involved in Linux. So if you really want to become that, your goal is to become that cloud engineer, then, it shouldn't be just about, I want to become an Azure certified. You got to think about the real jobs. Like, and the way I like to do things, the way I like to learn, I have to look at the real title. So if I go back to the real title of these on Indeed.com, then you have to look at their requirements from these jobs. So look around, like, let's say 15 different jobs in the same titling. It could have a little differences. Some people will call you cloud architect, some will call cloud engineer, some will cloud administrator. So you gotta look into all these description and combine everything, and then see which things are so common, and that's where you need to target to be able to become a very marketable person. Now, I'm not trying to confuse you or anything, because a lot of people say, oh, that's too much. But in reality, that's how you get hired, right? You don't just get hired by having an A+, having a network plus. It had to be a combination of things to make sure that you work. So if you ask me, we're not even into certification that much. We don't even care about certification. We're focusing on skills. And when we have the skills, that's where we get landed big jobs. That's where we can go and kind of like, hey, look, I got these skills, give me the job. That's where we are selling ourselves to a lot of people. Man, I couldn't rest. So one of the live member is right here. He's like, Jesus, Danish, get some rest. He's your student, Eddie. So Eddie was a part in that 5 hours long training in the morning. And now he's saying to rest. And I told him, you should rest, because usually Eddie's working like at 11 a.m. and he's having some issues. And I'm like, bro, you got to rest, okay? After 5 hours, I don't want people to be going back to my training and try to do things, because they have access to everything. So some students, they're so eager, like, oh, no, I got to do this. I'm going to go back and do everything again. So this is where, things get a little funny, Eddie, I just couldn't sleep. I did a little nap. And after that, man, I just couldn't sleep. I'm like, let me just do a quick, live session. So yeah, tomorrow you'll see me even more tired, but tomorrow's the last day. So let's see. After my last day of training, I like to take a good rest, like rest is like, I don't like, the thing about me is I cannot go and like lay down on the bed. I just like, after training, my mind doesn't work that way. It's like I cannot just close my eyes and I'm just gonna go to sleep. It doesn't work for me. Great training today, worth every penny. Thank you so much. Well, thank you, Eddie. I didn't pay Eddie. I mean, I have people taking these trainings and I'm open to them. Whatever I tell them at the end of the training is like, how do you feel? How do you feel? How do you feel? And I put that same exact original comment on the YouTube. So even if they feel bad, I'm just gonna put it, because I've never seen anybody saying that, but I'm gonna put it because then I want to tell people that how real these things are. I mean, I highly recommend try everyone to get into. The live training is like this. A lot of people may have a different type of approach to this. So we do have other professionals. They will promote a lot of, like I say, free. So if somebody asks me free, then I have done the free work for 100 hours of training. And my YouTube have 1,000 videos that I put on YouTube, and that's for free. But there are certain things that you can do for free. For example, if I tell people you have to do a lot of hands-on practice, right? And you have to do this and this and this. So some people are good enough to go out there and invest money and then come back and make their laptops turn it into a virtual systems and do all that work and learn on their own and spend that time and take that stress, everything like that. That's total self, like how the personality is. Well, there are many people out there that just can't do that. They don't have that ability. They need a mentor. They need to be mentored. So for that, if somebody's spending with you a 15 hours in 2 weeks period, then that doesn't come for free, right? I have a family too. I have a family to feed. Then whoever is working for me, they have families. I have to make sure they feed their family. So it's just like I'm like real to people that kind of level, that level of effort, that level of energy, that level of resources, like we're giving you our own resources and labs and everything, it's not gonna come for free, you know. So I just want to, like, I hope people don't just like take this in a negative side, because this is the reality, you know. We are the solution, the next solution right now. So we have done the free stuff. We can even tell you how to do the labs and everything. You have done that part. But what about the people that can't do that? And what about the people that need resources? What about the people that just can't, you know, try to build all their resources on their own? So that's kind of like, we're the complete solution at this point for the entry levels right here. But again, I mean, I'm not trying to promote anything. You can do everything for free. You can land a job for free. You can even become a great engineer for free if you want to. If you want someone to guide you, then you have to pay. So yeah, if anybody else have a different question, I can definitely. And guys, we're actually changing our portal. We're making a brand new portal. So just know that things are going to change. Some of the things are going to be a little different. And I don't want to show that new portal right now because it's not totally developed and it's not going to look good. But in future, like after maybe a month or two, you guys are going to see a very clean portal and very easy to navigate. I started with free, then premium. Then I realized that it's time to do the live training. Zero regrets. Thank you so much, Eddie. Danish, please, how do I get into a system, sir? Do you have a special class? So Samuel, we are working on that right now. We have four IT professionals who are in sysadmin. I'm a sysadmin myself. So me, 2 more engineers. But here's the thing. We don't teach directly a sysadmin skills without you knowing the networking skills. We think that there has to be a networking in there, because a sysadmin is not a real sysadmin who doesn't know how to do networking. And this is where a sysadmin gets stuck, cannot solve a lot of things because he doesn't know the networking side of it. So first we have to go through the networking side, and then we're going to hit the sysadmin. So we're going to create this whole triangle. At the end of the whole goal is to create a big triangle of, if somebody start with us with all this training and everything, it doesn't matter, they can start with anybody else. And once they get to that point where they want to become that real technical sysadmin or network engineer, then they will have this triangle. So they can either go for networking and specialize in that, or they can go for sysadministration, but they got to know networking. If you want to start without starting, like, you know, if you cannot wait, I'll say CCNA is a good certification. I mean, that's the next level certification, right? If you already have a help desk skills, you're already in the help desk, you're already working in a company, you spend, let's say, 4 to 6 months, and you understand the different type of roles in the company, then go for CCNA, because at this point you can utilize your CCNA. You're not just doing like a theory, and you got the paper CCNA, you have no clue. At this point, you will have a clue, because if you worked in a help desk, because you work with network engineers, you know where the routers are, you know where the switches are. If the switch goes down, where did you contacted? You can see the tickets, you can open the ticket, you can see what they did. So at this point, you have a lot of, you know, thing going on. But if you don't have that, I recommend you start with a help desk. Don't jump into these bigger level positions. I don't recommend it, because it's just too much then. Do you still review resume? Katie, if your resume is totally different than what I already reviewed in my playlist, which I did like 6 videos, and those are all different type of resumes. So if you feel like your resume has a lot of differences, then just shoot it out. I'll do it. I mean, like, that's what I do. Like, if I find a very different resume, then I'll do it. because then it's like I'm repeating myself, right? I mean, it's like we're repeating ourselves again and again, so it's just not worth the energy. But if your resume is different than what I've already covered, if you don't know, we have a whole playlist on resume. We have a whole course on resume. So if you go to jobskillshare.org/free, then there's a resume course. So let me show it to you guys. And unless if somebody's interested in free, full-blown training, there you go. There you go. This is 100 hours plus training right here, guys. So if you guys want to really start, you can start with this first video. The first course is not fully free, but still the content in this is going to definitely make you started. Now here's free. This is almost 80 hours, probably 3-4 hours, another 3-4 hours, another 4 hours. And here you go. IT resume and applying for jobs. So if you check this course, this is a free course. It has all about resume and it has templates in there and it's free. If you still feel like your resume still it has a different touch in there, then send it to me. I mean, I'll add it into this course. It works for us. The more unique things I get into my platform, the more uniqueness I get. I just put it in there, because I like to make it more valuable to people. So this thing right here by itself is like, some people call me like, hey, what are my options? I tell them that you have 100+ hours videos and a course is totally done in a learning management format, and you can finish it, you can land a job, and you can be as good as a person who's doing a live training with me. The only thing with the live training person is they have resources. I'm giving them a 30 GB RAM, RAM resource for 30 days. They're getting Office 365 from 30 days. They're getting a premium level access for 1 year. So they got a lot of access right there. So these are the two only differences between these two. And then they have other professionals, 3 other trainers and myself, just talking to them, talking to their on like, hey, this is how it is. This is how it is. Going back and forth. This is what you call a instructor-led training, right? So, and then of course it turns into another phase 2, phase 3 resume. They're getting a call. We're talking to them. Who called you? Let's look into that company. So all that stuff is just proper service. I would call it. It's just a service, basically. So yeah, and I will be putting the students who are taking this training right now. I'll be putting their reviews soon, because it's not about reviews. It's about what can you learn from them. What can you learn from them? Like, as in what kind of stage they are in, because a lot of people kind of relate themselves, right? So one student is an accountant. She wants to become an IT. Eddie is a bartender. He wants to become an IT. Another student is from some state department, something like that. I forgot that. So he's also want to become an IT. Another ones were like different areas. So you see, the more we have people like this, the more people send the reviews, the more you're going to connect with them. So this becomes a pretty nice thing for a lot of people, even if they're not taking our live training, even they're taking free courses. It's still a best thing, because now you're building that confidence that, look, if they can do it, I can do it. But yeah, I mean, we kind of like, I think I probably removed that. Oh, this is what we did. So in the 3 days of training, all of this we have covered so far. So all this skills covered in 3 days. This is what we did today. But in that free course that I just showed you guys, has the same thing. Ooh, the whole thing just crashed. IT issue. Live IT issue. So if that application just got crashed, and that will be a ticket right now. Hey, Eddie, I'm having an issue. My application just got crashed. So then that's where you can have to then kind of like, okay, let me come over there. Or you may say, okay, what's the error that you're seeing on the screen? They may say, oh, I'm not seeing any error. Then you may have to go to the event viewer and don't spend too much time. You remember that one master rule: restart the machine. But make sure before you're restarting the machine, you save their data, you save their whichever documents are already open, because sometimes a lot of people get little, they get a little bit in a hurry, and they just start like shut down the machine quickly. So, and they may even do more damage, like Word document or Excel document. Maybe they have multiple documents open. A lot of people have multiple documents open, and that may even do more damage to the person's files, and that would not be a good scenario right there. Please submit a ticket. There you go. You have to submit a ticket. Our whole training is based on tickets. There you go. These are the tickets. So if I ask you guys, like are you guys watching my screen right now? If I ask you, all of you, what is this ticket about? Eddie, you cannot answer. Sorry, Eddie, you cannot answer. Eddie, everybody else who's watching this right now, what is this ticket about? Where do we need to perform this skill? What skills do we need to know to do this ticket? There you go. You got a ticket right there. Create a new staff member. This is the name of the staff member. This is the title of the staff member. This is the office of the staff member, and temporary password is given, and the policy is to force user to reset the password at the first logout. If you guys are watching this, tell me, which skill do we have to use? Like what do we need to know in IT that we can do this ticket right now? Let's say you started working in this company right now, you open the email and you have the ticketing system in front of you. What can you use to actually resolve this issue? Anyone? If there's nobody out there, then Eddie can answer. And Eddie, if you cannot answer this, and you're gonna have a problem tomorrow then. My chat is okay. So anyone, if you guys think that you are ready for the job, this should be a very easy ticket for you. You should be able to resolve this ticket like right away. Okay, Eddie got it. Active Directory. This ticket, if you were to start working in some company, and then let's say this is your third day in the job, I'm sure they're going to teach you everything, but some company may hire you based on your resume, whatever you have put on your resume, and they may think that you already know about IT. And if you cannot do this job and they don't have that mentality about you that you're not new, you just got the job and they're paying you, let's say $55,000, you probably will lose your job, because then you're going to say, oh, okay, hold on, how do I do this? And you're going to ask your coworker, and your coworkers be like, what? You don't know this? That's what I'm saying. If you put like a lot of stuff on your resume and you got the job, like you lied on your resume a little bit, right? And you got the job, then you'll be like, you don't know this? Like, you don't know how to add a person in Active Directory? And the person is just going to run to the manager like, oh God, I have to work. I have like family and I have like so much to do. And now I have to teach this whole thing to the person. How do you get it? You don't have certification, but have familiarity with Cisco's routers, such as far until security and configuration and cabling. So Dan, that's a lot of good knowledge right there. If you don't, here's the thing about it. This is a little tricky in networking though. Networking, if you're trying to go for a specific networking job, then most of the networking jobs prefer you to have certification. Now let's be real about that, because a lot of people who are going to hire you as a network engineer with specifically ASA and firepower stuff, you probably need to have the certification. Then how do you get, let's say, how do you get a job if you don't have certification but have familiarity with this kind of stuff? So now if you're going to go for that kind of stuff, that's mostly around Cisco type of skills. But if you can use I don't sleep, man. Yes, I don't sleep. But if you can definitely, if you think that you're going to go for like an IT support job or a sysadmin job, those type of skills are pretty good. These skills are kind of like, I would say even ahead than level 1 kind of stuff. This is not level 1 stuff. ASA, firepower stuff, switches and routers, this is not level 1. Specifically the ASA firepower, I work on it a lot. And that's not something that a level 1 will be doing. So you should be, if you're just going for normal IT jobs, you should definitely get a job if you have a proper resume to explain that stuff right there that you just posted right there. But if you're going for a networking specific job, like a network engineer, then they would need some kind of certification. It's just that's how it works in this environment. But don't take my word for word, like that I say that there you need a certification, then you're gonna need certification. And now in the chat, someone will pop up, no, I got the job. I got a network engineer job and I'm making 100K and I don't have any certification. So IT can work anyway, but that's a good skills that you already have right there. Yes, sir. I don't sleep. Sometimes I do though. When I sleep, I just don't come on YouTube for a long time, At one point, I actually gave up on YouTube, to be honest. And that was the time when I had an accident. I don't know if you guys know, I broke my, I used to ride Ducati bikes. Ninja was my first bike. And when I had an accident, I broke my C4 and T5. So that's the spine and your neck. So it was like crack was like this open, and the spine was also this like a little bit open like that. So that was like that's the time that I kind of like gave up on everything. I was like, man, I was in a brace, so I was like, you know what? Screw everything. I don't care about this whole YouTube. I don't care about this whole IT stuff. I am what I am right now. I'm broken. So that was the hardest part of my life. But when I kind of like started recovering and everything, I'm like, nah, I still got life. I still got some time to go, you know? So yeah, that was I mean, a lot of people actually ask me too. And this is another thing that some people like show their life story, and everybody been through hard time. When I came to US, most of you know, I was a busboy, and I came from Pakistan. I didn't know anybody in the US. I couldn't even talk to people. This is how bad it was. But times change everything. Trust me. If you have something, if you are doing it slowly, and if you, let's say, if you want to become, let's talk about IT. If you want to become that engineer that's making good money, and at the same time you're doing some good technical stuff that you feel like you're so valuable on your own, like with your skills, even if the company leaves you, trust me, you're going to develop this thinking that even if a company fire you, you'll be like, screw it, I don't care. I have such a skills that I can go in today, and in a week I'll land another 90K or 100K or even above that, a job like that. This is where we are preparing our members for. This is where, if you're a part of this whole platform, that's what we are preparing you for. Yes, but I slept a little bit, right? Well, his live training was right after my training. I went to his live session and I was like, hey, I just did this. I'm gonna go and sleep. So I did a little nap right there. So after nap, now I can't sleep. So that's why I made a video. I made a whole video. Like before this, I made a YouTube video, uploaded it. It's like, let me just push the button, you know. So, okay, this is a AD. Okay, guys, so what is this one right here? If you guys are looking at this, what is this? Somebody's looking at this right now, and if somebody show you this and they say, okay, I want to test your skills. I want you say that you have a good knowledge about IT, and you're like, you can, if I give you some information, can you tell me what that is? So if I show you that in front of the screen right now, if you guys are watching my screen, what is that? Can anybody give me an answer? If you have knowledge about this and you have done IT, then you should be able to answer this. Maybe they will just show it right there, like, you know, like an image of this, and say, okay, I want you to answer me. What is that? Where does it come from? Anybody? All right, let's see if people can answer this. If I show you this text right there, what does it have to do? Like, where does it reside? Like, where's this like product or something that I can get in and do something with it? What is it called? Eddie, good night. I'll see you tomorrow. After my group, Eddie, group policy. Eddie, I mean, of course you're gonna answer. You just did this like last week, man. After I made some major changes on my resume, I'm landing at several interviews in DMV area. It's crazy. That's what I'm talking about. You know, the more you do the changes into your resume and you make it better, you're definitely gonna get a response, and that's exactly true. And also you need to be prepared of what's going to be the next step, right? You land a job, how prepared can you be to make your transition or to make that onboarding very easy, so then you can move forward. You can move forward very quickly and you don't get stuck somewhere. Active Directory is correct, but Active Directory is not what this is. This is group policy. Group policy is something that is when you create a domain controller, it comes with it, right? You have that group policy. So when we train people, we're like basically saying that, hey, you're going to get a call, right? You're going to get a call from a user and they're going to say, my account is locked out and unlock me. So that's great. You did that. But where is this locking out coming from? Where is that numbers that you need to define to a user? That user says, okay, Why am I getting locked out after like 6 tries? If they ask you that question, and then how do you respond to that? You are in a reactive call. Remember, you are in a call right now. You're reactively talking to the person. If the person says, okay, I'm trying to put a password ABCD, and you're like, no, ABCD is too simple. But they're going to say, what is the complexity of that password? Then where are you going to answer that question, right? Then you're in a reactive call right now, and you need to answer that. How do you do that? So this is what group policy, why we teach Active Directory, and after Active Directory, we start teaching group policy, so then people can answer these questions and then know how to do these things. It makes your life very easy. It makes your life extremely easy, because if you look at it right now, it's everything is in front of you. And then we basically show people how do you get that information, how do you get a report quickly, when you're brand new to IT, where do you go to gather this information? So then next time when you're getting these type of calls from this new company, then you're so good at it that you're like answering like that, with no problem. And this is a tool that we use our SAT for, and we talk about this stuff. And then we get to the Office 365 stuff and do all so we do all these tickets right here. These are all the tickets right here. That's a lot of, it seems like it's like 20, 25 tickets, but when you start explaining this stuff to a new person, it becomes like a huge thing, every single thing becomes like a 20 minutes long process, because you have to explain to a person, oh, it's because sharing, let's get into a sharing, let's do sharing, let's practice sharing. Oh, it's about deployments. How do you deploy on a network? Okay, how do you ping now? We need to understand ping. Let's do pinging. And that's how we develop that, connection with our members, to make sure they understand everything in a real environment, so they don't feel lost. Which a lot of trainings that I've took myself, it's just like, they just flip, and at the end you're like, you just give up. Your mind cannot take it anymore. Like that's too much of theory. All right, people. So that, I know it's a lot of people are telling me to go sleep because they know that I've been doing trainings all over, and now I am definitely developing that short breath. And it's not about the wires or anything. It's because I'm so tired right now. So thank you so much for being here with me. And if you guys like this kind of live session where I show a ticket and I talk about it, I can definitely create something like this for YouTube as well. I can create a lot of tickets and we can talk about it. We can test each other out. We can learn from it. I'm not going to do a lot of technical stuff in there, just to kind of like do back and forth and just kind of like go over it. So this way we are all interactively talking to each other. But anyways, thank you so much. Have a good night and be safe out there. Wash your hands and, just keep on learning. Don't give up. Do it slowly. Do it in a small portion. And at the end, you will feel like you will do this like in no time. You just have to develop this repetitiveness. You have to develop this patience inside you if you want to become that higher level, high-end jobs right there. Okay. Yes, Katie, I'm going to do that. Thank you so much, everybody. Take care. Tina, I'm going to answer your question. I know I saw your comment, but I just got so many comments. I will come back to you, and don't think that I'm ignoring or anything. I'll come back to you. I saw your comment on one of the videos, so I have it written down with me, and I will give you the comment because I want to give you a proper information rather than just saying, oh, go and do this, right? So I'll definitely give you the comment. Don't worry about it. Take care, guys. Have fun, and I will close this right now. Let's go ahead and end the meeting. Thank you.